Hey everybody, this is Eric and welcome to my channel Summoner's Battleground, where I will be showing off my own homemade trading card game. If you've seen my other videos, I've done a quick overview of my two starter decks that you can purchase now at thegamecrafter.com, and now I'll be going into depth with my nature deck starter deck in this video. I'll be showing each individual card, their name, and a quick description of what they do. So this is my idols. This is your main creature throughout the game. This dude's name is Leaf Sprite, nature type, class is plant, no ability, level 1, power 4, common, and down here's a little serial number so I can keep track of them. Throughout the card game, they evolve. So here's the level 2 version with a power level of 7. Everything else is pretty much the same as this one, except for the name. Now he's Branch Sprite. This is the level 3 version, Tree Sprite. And this one actually has a power of 14 and an ability. And the ability, I can read it to you, but it won't really make much sense until I explain the rules of the game. But this is basically your... the caster's soul is basically their life or hit points. Just think of it that way. This is Omega Tree Sprite. Fortunately, his eyes didn't come out too well. You can see a little white right there. But yeah, he just looks like a more tougher version of this guy. And now we're on his final form, level 5, power level 22, Great Spirit of the Forest. I love this art. I love the sun shining this way, the clouds, all of the forest. And this is just, so you can tell how big he is, that he just towers over the forest like that. I think is just so cool. He has an ability that's similar to the level 3 version, where he gives you basically 10 soul, which I think is pretty good for a starter deck. Ability. Now we'll move on to idols. I had to explain what the avatars were before moving on to the idols. These idols, the idea is these are between you and your opponent, and they serve as a shield. And when your opponent breaks them, he can only break or destroy them if his avatar or creature's powers are equivalent to the resistance level. So this one's 5, so you would need a avatar power of 5 or above to destroy this one. So I got 5, I got 10, I got 15, the strongest is 20. And then once these are all broken, your opponent can attack your soul directly with their avatar, is the idea. And the idea is after each one of these break, the power is released, and that is how your avatar levels up from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. So it's a cool kind of double-edged sword, where you have to destroy these guys in order to defeat your opponent, but at the same time, it makes your opponent's avatar stronger. And so that's just, I think, gives the game a really good balance, and it forces players to be creative. All right, so we're moving on. This is my support unit. This is just kind of I guess you could call it a prototype version. I I have one similar in my other starter deck. They basically all have the same ability, and that is however much soul you give up, this card will have a power equivalent to that. So if you give up 5, its power is 5. If you give up 10, its power is 10, and so on. And I left it that way just because I think it allows players to get really creative, really. Sorry, let me adjust these. With how they will play. And, you know, if a lot of people buy my starter decks, play, and this, you know, ability is too OP, I can adjust it. But as of right now, I think it's pretty cool. I've playtested myself and with a friend, and we have run into no problems with how strong they can be because I'm including 3 copies of these guys in this starter deck and 3 copies of the fish. There's a fish version of this guy with the same ability in my other starter deck, and and if you know give them too much power, the idea is you have 100 soul, and you know you can't just make them all unstoppable. It has to be realistic. So realistically you give these guys maybe 20-25 power at the most, and then you need the rest of that soul to play and continue the game. So that was the idea behind that, and I hope it goes pretty well. But we'll see how it goes in the future. All right, well, this video ran a bit longer than I thought, so I think I'll break up the other cards from this starter deck in a part 2 video. So, that's like and subscribe and share if you liked this video, and I'll see you guys all next time. Thanks very much and have a great day.